Welcome to Rathalos Watch. Today I would like to discuss the top 10 Elder Dragons that I like to see return to Monster Hunter Wilds in its eventual upcoming G-Rank expansion. The expansion has yet to be announced, but we all know it's going to be happening sooner or later. Feel free to join our Discord community to discuss all things Monster Hunter. Link is in the pinned comment. Without further ado, let's begin. Number 10, Shagaru Magala. I believe that Shagaru Magala is a no-brainer and is going to be returning for one reason and one reason only. You cannot have a Gore Magala without the Shagaru Magala. That just does not make any sense, both lore and gameplay wise. Think of Shagaru Magala like the Super Saiyan version of Gore Magala, as if it was Dragon Ball Z. Every game Gore Magala has been in, Shagaru has always made an appearance later in future updates or expansions. Shagaru Magala first made an appearance in Monster Hunter 4 as an Elder Dragon and is the adult form of Gore Magala. Capcom earlier this year confirmed that Gore Magala is a demi-elder and is now no longer a question mark classification after all these years. Shagaru Magala also made an appearance in Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate with Gore Magala and then Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, which was the G-Rank expansion of Monster Hunter Rise, which also included Gore Magala. It's only a matter of time before we get Shagaru Magala in Monster Hunter Wilds. I believe it's safe to predict and assume that after Gagmazios releases, Shagaru Magala will follow. If Shagaru Magala doesn't make it to Monster Hunter Wilds G-Rank expansion or as some sort of a final free base title update, then I will be genuinely shocked. Number 9, Teostra / Lunastra. Okay, I am going to cheat here a bit and include both Teostra and Lunastra as one, simply because they are like yin and yang and they cannot be separated. If you have one, then you need to include the other one. Another reason why I've included these together is because they are essentially a married couple, because Teostra is the male counterpart while Lunastra is the female counterpart. They kind of remind me of both Rathalos and Rathian in that manner, with the exception that they both classify as Elder Dragons as opposed to Flying Wyverns. I don't think Teostra or Lunastra are horrible monsters, but they are not that entertaining to fight either if you ask me. However, I do love their visual designs and I like the whole Greek mythological chimera looking monster thing, so that is the saving grace for me. And most of the returning fights in Monster Hunter Wilds have been quite good, so I can see Capcom improving them and making them more enjoyable. If they do come to Monster Hunter Wilds, then they need to be in the base version of the G-Rank expansion. Dear Gagmazios, I hope they are not title update monsters for G-Rank, because there are far better Elder Dragons that can use the spotlight in future title updates for G-Rank in my opinion. Number 8, Nergigante. Now, I am not the biggest fan, nor am I the biggest hater of Nergigante. However, I do believe that Nergigante would make for a great Elder Dragon in Monster Hunter Wilds, and the main reason being is the ecology. He is very unique in the fact that he likes to taste and even prey on other Elder Dragons, which is a lore aspect that I find rather interesting compared to some other monsters. I don't think his fight is amazing, but it's not terrible either. Capcom has been doing quite a good job though at bringing back memorable and classical monsters and making their fights even more enjoyable than before by either introducing new moves or by changing up their attack patterns a bit. I'm quite confident that Capcom could make Nergigante more enjoyable to fight than he was in Monster Hunter World. If he does return, I would love to see some turf war animations where Nergigante is trying to bite someone's head off or chew on a monster's tail. That would be entertaining and very cool to see. If Nergigante makes his return debut in G-Rank, what would you expect from him in terms of either ecology or gameplay? Let me know in the comments. Number 7, Kushala Daora. I know, a lot of you may hate the wind goddess, but I'm actually one of the few people who do not mind Kushala Daora. First of all, I always liked her visual design in all of the games, and with Capcom putting up a big emphasis on weather conditions in Monster Hunter Wilds, it would be very strange for them to miss out on the opportunity for some sort of a tornado or hurricane fallow season with Kushala Daora. Since we have no info on what the new biome or potential biomes will be in the upcoming G-Rank expansion, then we must simply speculate. Let's be honest, we have yet to see anything related to the wind. We have a sandstorm in Windward Plains, a downpour in the Scarlet Forest, a fire spring in the Oil Well Basin, and of course blizzard in the Ice Shard Cliffs. Clearly we are missing the wind/hurricane combo, and there is no better monster than Kushala Daora for that. However, the only issue with Kushala Daora is that she's not a new monster, and every fallow season monster has been a brand new one that is exclusive to the 6th generation of Monster Hunter, or rather Wilds to be exact so far. So I am not 100% sure if Kushala Daora would be making it as some sort of an apex predator for a brand new biome as a monster that only appears in the fallow season. But hey, maybe Capcom will throw in a twist and will throw in both a brand new apex monster and a returning one during the clemency period. Despite all that, I do not mind Kushala returning in any shape or form. She doesn't need to be a fallow fallow season monster specifically to make an appearance to begin with, and because of this I believe that she is a safe bet for a G rank monster. Number 6, Malzeno. We have yet to see any monster making an appearance in Monster Hunter Wilds from Monster Hunter Rise or Sunbreak, but if we were to get an Elder Dragon from one of those titles, then I believe Malzeno would be the right one. Malzeno essentially is Count Dracula, the dragon, who relies on literally draining the lifeblood of his prey. He is territorial, menacing, and wherever he goes, there's destruction. I believe a blood-draining vampire monster would make for an interesting interaction in the ecology of Monster Hunter Wilds. I could see him traversing or invading the Scarlet Forest and feasting at whatever comes across his path. Funny enough, one of his other English titles is Scarlet Feast, which goes well with the Scarlet Forest. His fight is also quite good in Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, and to top it all off, I really like his visual design. A lot of people also like Malzeno. I hope he makes a big bloody comeback in G rank for the 6th generation of Monster Hunter. Also, don't forget that the Perigrill, which are small monsters in the Scarlet Forest, actually only start attacking you when you are wounded, which means they have a scent for blood. I thought this particular detail was rather interesting. If there is a small monster that attacks prey when they smell blood, then surely there has to be a bigger one that also likes to feast on blood. I'm curious. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments. Number 5, Elatrion. With Monster Hunter Wilds having a huge focus on a variety of different weather and elements, then it would make perfect sense for Elatrion to return to Monster Hunter Wilds. He is an imposing, aggressive, and territorial Black Elder Dragon. Many people have been complaining that Monster Hunter Wilds has had too many easy fights, myself included. Well, I believe Elatrion would play a part in fixing that issue, as he is regarded as one of the more challenging and actually also fair fights in Monster Hunter World Iceborne. Obviously, we have to see how Gogmazios fares in the upcoming title update, but that's a discussion and a video for another day. Please do not forget that Elatrion is a master of elements, and what makes him very special compared to other Elder Dragons is that he is able to switch to different elements at his own will. This lore and gameplay mechanic alone really made Elatrion a memorable fight for a lot of people. He is also the last Elder Dragon that you fight before you face the big dig boss, Fatalis, in Monster Hunter World Iceborne. With that being said, I think Elatrion should be a no-brainer for a comeback in the G rank expansion. His ability of controlling all the 4 main elements has too much in common with the lore of Monster Hunter Wilds, and it would be a missed opportunity to not include him. Oh, and he also looks badass, can't forget that either. Number 4, Nakarkos. Nakarkos is an interesting case. First of all, he is actually a cephalopod when it comes to physiology. And what did Capcom introduce in Monster Hunter Wilds? That's right, you guessed it. They introduced cephalopods, skeletons. We have Nuudra and Shu Wu, who are both utilizing this new rigging tech. If you do not know what rigging is in 3D, it's the process of creating a digital skeleton or a rig for a 3D model so that it can be animated accordingly. With Nuudra and Shu Wu having so many limbs, Capcom wanted to push the animation to the next level, and for that they needed to develop a brand new digital skeleton, also known as a rig. Both CGI and video games use rigs for animations. Now that I've given you a bit of 3D education, let's get back to Nakarkos. Here is a description of Nakarkos from the Monster Hunter fandom wiki that I'm going to read off to you. Nakarkos is a massive cephalopod-like monster. It has glowing yellow eyes and a massive sharp beak. It has blue skin with spots of turquoise bioluminescence. The most unique feature of Nakarkos' body is its self-made covering of bones, which it uses to protect and camouflage itself. Under normal circumstances, the Nakarkos face cannot be seen. Its 2 primary tentacles are covered in vertebrae and tipped with skulls, creating the appearance of a 2-headed skeleton dragon. Dear Gogmazios, I never ever fought this monster, but he sounds and looks cool as fuck. So please, don't be retarded, Capcom, and bring Nakarkos into Monster Hunter Wilds now that you have the proper technology to really flesh out this monster and make the fight what it originally meant to be. In all seriousness, I don't see a better opportunity or the time for Capcom to implement him. If they miss the train, then I will be severely disappointed, and so will many of you as well. Let me know how you feel about Nakarkos possibly making a comeback to Monster Hunter Wilds in the G rank expansion in the comments. Number 3, Mohran. Do you guys remember the very first gameplay trailer for Monster Hunter Wilds? I sure do. It opened up with a view of a vast desert with a sand boat as the main focus in the frame. The first thing that came to my head was Mohran when I saw that. However, to everyone's surprise, that's not what Capcom did in the story introduction of Monster Hunter Wilds. With that being said, I don't believe the opportunity of Mohran is out of the realm of possibility. We have no clue where we are going in the G rank expansion, but let's see if we can speculate a bit. Right now, the entire map is connected and you can go from one location to another by physically safely walking there through the correct paths. Now, I don't know if there are any possible spots or areas that have some openings to potentially other new places, but I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that the G-Rank biome will probably not be connected to the 5 current locations whatsoever, and it will be a brand new land with its own set of biomes, and we need some way to travel there. If that is the case, and we have to cross the desert, then I could see Mohran making an appearance as a quest to where we have to either kill him or repel him during our transition to the new land. I do hope that he returns and that Capcom did not forget about him. Number 2, Dalamadur. If Dalamadur does not show up in Monsanto Wilds G-Rank expansion, I believe that many people will be very disappointed, including myself. For the record, I actually never fought this monster simply because I didn't play Monsanto 4 or 4U when it came out, and now I am too lazy. However, I've seen the fight and have to say that it's quite impressive, and if I'm not mistaken, it is regarded as a fan's favorite for quite a few people. Now imagine Dalamadur in 4K with new tech in Monsanto Wilds with all the bells and whistles. Monster Hunter 4 was also known for introducing snake wyverns, which sadly Capcom apparently completely forgot about. There's no better time than to reintroduce Dalamadur to not only the original fans who have fought the monster, but also to those who have never gotten the chance to fight it, or even those who have never seen it or heard about it. I mean, it's a giant snake for fuck's sake in the Monster Hunter universe, and that's not something you get to really experience a lot. You'd be surprised that even very few video games feature giant snakes. Of course, you have Jormungandr from the God of War titles, who's portrayed as a young serpent god, and then the giant snake that tries to troll you in Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. That was probably the last time I've encountered a giant snake in a video game, and to top it all off, you don't even get to fight them in either games. Jormungandr is an ally in God of War and God of War Ragnarok, and the snake in Sekiro is just an environmental trolling trap that needs to be avoided at all costs. I have a strong suspicion that Dalamadur will make an appearance at some point in the G-Rank expansion for 2 reasons. First off, Monsanto Wilds is a spiritual successor to Monsanto 4, and that's been clear as day since the first gameplay trailer. Capcom has been featuring many iconic monsters already in Wilds that were a big part of Monsanto 4, including Nerscylla, Gore Magala, and now Gugmazios coming up in the next month, and most likely Shagaru Magala afterwards. The second reason is that if you go to the Wounded Hollows, which is the arena map in Monsanto Wilds, and look up to your left, you can actually see Dalamadur's bones and part of his skeleton. Okay, Capcom, go fuck yourself with this trolling and just spill the beans already. Number 1, Old Fatalis. Ah yes, the Old Fatalis, or also known as White Fatalis, who originally made his debut in the 2nd generation of Monster Hunter. For those who do not know, Old Fatalis is the granddaddy of the Black Dragons in the Monster Hunter universe. He is the ultimate evil who's capable of controlling both thunder and dragon energy. The last time Old Fatalis made an appearance in Monster Hunter was in Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. You had to hit Hunter rank 100 in order to unlock him. It's been quite a long time since we've seen Old Fatalis or even Crimson Fatalis, who is a rank below the Old Fatalis. In Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, you are required to fight Crimson Fatalis first, before being able to take on the Old Fatalis as far as the chronological order of quests goes. The question is, will Capcom be reintroducing all of the 3 versions of Fatalis in the G-Rank expansion, or will they only throw in Old Fatalis as the ultimate final boss in the G-Rank title update, like how they did with the OG Fatalis in Monster Hunter World Iceborne? Well, I am not quite sure, to be honest. However, I believe it's safe to assume that some form or version of Fatalis will make its debut in Monster Hunter Wilds, with my preference being Old Fatalis personally. For the record, Monster Hunter 4 ultimately actually had all 3 versions of Fatalis. That's right, hunters were able to take on Fatalis, Crimson Fatalis, and Old Fatalis for the ultimate experience. So who's to say Capcom won't repeat this for Monster Hunter Wilds? With how much of a spiritual successor Monster Hunter Wilds is to Monster Hunter 4, I believe it could be possible that we shall see Old Fatalis. How about you? Which Fatalis do you want to see, or do you prefer someone else for the final G-Rank title update? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more videos. If you enjoyed this video or found it interesting in any way, then make sure to hit like and subscribe with notifications turned on. Peace out and happy hunting.